me see this shit. Oh, it's on already.
僕でも優勝してなんか変わるっていうのは正直あんまなかった。強かったし。
結構そういう時代じゃなかったのかもね。
そうですね。あとやっぱ僕結構コロナの時期とか重なってて、そういう意味ではあんまり恩恵受けてない側ではありますね。まあだからエボ優勝した後とかも、まあ当然写真とか来るんですけど、まあその時梅原さんと歩いてたんですけど、僕より梅原さんの方が写真撮って見てますからね。
エボチャンピオンなのに。
その現場で？
そっか。
I will in a little bit. I got to in a little bit. What's up, man? What's going on, man? Look, they got ranked now. I'm definitely gonna have to try it.
日本すごい大活躍してて、他の地域と比べたら日本はどう違うの？その訓練の仕方とか。
What up with you though, man?
訓練の仕方、まず大前提としてストリートファイター6は
Definitely want to try some Lucy.
違いますよね。
But
そうです。
大前提として
what you mean, man?
競技人口がものすごく日本は多くて、密度が高いので、まあ一緒に集まって練習。
Oh, the character, Elfeld.
的にそういう制約が少ないのかなと思いますね。あとやり方についてはもう彼が。
そうっすね。なんかやっぱ日本ってゲームセンターが流行ってたから、ゲームセンター文化が残ってるのがでかいのかなと思いますね。やっぱり
Let me check the patch
やっぱ
notes.
敵じゃ
I'm
ないですか。
curious.
だから他のところってやっぱ敵だと思ってたりするのかなと俺思うんですけど、日本はけどやっぱ一緒にやった方がいいよね。そっちがなんだろうな。
I'm curious. Look at this one. Iron, bronze, silver, crazy.
絶対的に自分が上手くなる選択肢を取ってる人が多いと思うんですよね。だから情報共有して川野に対する勝率は下がるかもしれないんだけど、絶対自分はそれをやった方が強くなると思ってる人が多いと思う。で、
いや確かに、
やってるのかな。
この働きってやっぱすごいありがたくて素晴らしいことで、これがあるからこそ下の世代って今やっぱすごい育ってきてると思う。
それは面白い。
感謝ですよね。
それではカラマノが引き継いで今こ
She
れ
got gutted, really? Damn.
これからね。
引き継いでほしいわ。
I don't know much about her, so
頑張りますね。
で最後なんですけど、
you know. But if you say gutted, then I'm already like, damn.
どうだろう。まあ個人的にまず僕らこれで暮らしてる身な
I
ので、
definitely understand what that means.
UFC の例えば賞金額がすごい大きいですとか、あとはね一つ大きいのがクラブチャンピオンシップっていう仕組みがすごい面白くて、チームで
Oh, I
順
know
位を
why it's
高
not
くする
playing. I
と
think.
たくさん賞金ももらえますっていうのが個人スポンサーをもらえるチャンスが結構増えてるっていうのはプロ目線で言うとすごいありがたいかな。
They took a record away. What?
これ
Let me go look.
やっぱすごい夢があるなと思ったのが、お金じゃなくて、例えば水が好きだったら T1 が好きだったりとかあるじゃないですか。でもし
What?
EWC に出れたら、そういう自分が好きな
That's
違う好きなチーム
crazy.
からスポンサーが来る可能性があって、あ、フェイカーと同じチームになれるとか。
Why'd they do that though?
ですごい夢があるなって。あと、そのマジック・ザ・ギャザリングの人と一緒にゲームやったりするんですけど、そういう人も来年選ばれないかなみたいな。今選ばれてるタイトル以外のゲーマーもめっちゃもうドキドキしてるんですよね。なんかそういうのもすごい夢があっていいなと思いますね。
他の人が。
僕はやっぱちょっといやらしい話に聞こえちゃうかもしれないですけど、やっぱ賞金額がこんだけ高くて、でしかもラストチャンスクオリファイ LC 級でもう10人ぐらい枠取れるっていうのはやっぱすごい今このゲーム真剣にやってる人たち、これから頑張ろうとしてる人たちにとってすごい目標となることだと思ってて、やっぱそれが
Tesman just got
結局
buffed
日本の人
again.
口増加と
Boy.
か競技の盛り上がりにもつながると思いますし、正直やっぱその賞金額高いっていうのがちょっといやらしく聞こえるかもしれないですけど、とてもいいことだなって思いますね。
全部含めて。
Potemkin didn't get touched?
だからやっぱり最近だとそのタイトルごとにとか
Yo, what up, boy?
枠にとどまらざるを得ないけど
What up, man? Look, I woke up this morning,
やっ
man,
てるから
and I saw that shit on there, bro, and I was like,
一緒にできるっていうのは
what?
唯一無二この規模ででき
I
る
couldn't even go back to sleep, bro.
これはねすごいことだと思います。
I said, shit, fuck it, I'm gonna hit the gym now. I can't even sleep. I couldn't sleep.
So that's going to be it for us here on the Couch, man. You've heard their answers. EWC, a fantastic opportunity for everyone all around the world. Brings everyone together in unity and harmony. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you for the next
Well, they keep Nerve and Happy Chaos,
Continuing
boy.
on with the mayhem here at the Esports World Cup, we got Street Fighter 6 yet again. Continuing on with our players starting originally from the 48, now taking out possibly 24.
That means 24 keys getting crushed, 24 dreams turning into
Yes,
nightmares.
today is Lucy.
we still
And
got 12
they do
players
rank today,
already in
and
that
rank
final
is today.
stage. But more importantly, we also might
But I
decide
have to watch
the
this 'cause
whole
I gotta see
EWC
Punk
World
play after
Champion
yesterday.
when it comes to the club who wins today. Be sure to be locked in and don't go anywhere.
So curious. May? Let me see. Let me check May. I think May always be good. What do you got, May? This song. Let me put it like this. Reduce knockback, reduce knockback, expanded hitbox and hurtbox downward. Tension gauge is now spent on the first. They revised the properties of her poke to lead to damage, so she got buffed. The reduced knockback. That's above. Crouching is now staggered. Buffs, nothing but buffs. Yeah, nothing but buffs. What about my boy Axel? Ooh. Axel got buffed, nice.
Welcome back to the Esports World Cup Street Fighter 6. It's day 2. We have already seen 12
thank God they never
names
ram.
book their
That character
places
is crazy.
in the playoffs today. It will not only be hopes and dreams that are crushed, keys
Wow,
will be
they nerfed
crushed, and
Leo.
players will be eliminated from the competition, and it may also be an exciting culmination in the club championships as we see players from Team Liquid
Yeah, that
and
crap sucks,
Team
Guilty.
Falcons
You
in
played
action.
2 characters,
their
right? You
part.
played her and
Their stake to the biggest prize in
that
the
new
world
character
of
with the
esports.
gun,
Welcome, hello, my
right?
name's Logan Sama. We are here in the
their
studio
name?
for the
Unique-
pre-show,
Unica.
and I am honored to be joined by some of the greatest minds and biggest names. So big that I couldn't even get that sentence out. In the
And yes,
world
he did.
of Street
Fight was
Fighter
crazy.
6, the legend, the icon that is Justin Wong. Hello, welcome to day 2. How you feeling?
Man, day 2, it's exciting. I slept very good last night, so I'm ready to watch some matches. And I mean, yesterday we had so many amazing matches, so I'm sure we're going to talk about it, but really glad to be here for day 2.
Jammers, we are about to say goodbye to some players for the first time this Esports World Cup Street Fighter 6 tournament. You've been here, you've seen those keys crushed before. What's that experience like?
For some, it will be a new experience. For some people, it will just be the same stuff, but a different day. So it need to bring their A game because their back's against the wall now.
Cola, we saw 12 players book their places already in the playoffs on day 1, making it out in the upper bracket. Today, we will see the players in the lower bracket try and book their place in the next phase for the round robin part, where they will fight for those remaining places in the playoffs. Obviously, all of these players we're seeing today are coming off the back of a loss. How important is it for them to bounce back? And whilst Justin slept well last night, do you think these players were able to get some good rest, or would they have been up tossing and turning, thinking about what went wrong yesterday?
Oh, I'm sure they were, especially Punk and many others that just didn't get to close out the way they wanted to. But I think that's going to elicit people to play even harder and better. Depending on, the weight that we have for the amount of money, the prestige that's on the line right now, I would expect them to have to play even harder. The ones like Hurricane, especially the one I'm.
That boy Fro getting big as hell, dog.
Well, as I said in the opening of the show, the
Happy Cat got nerfed.
championships.
Yes. He always gets nerfed every single patch.
come to
Oh, Ram,
exciting
okay.
conclusion today.
How's
Let's
Ram
take a
doing?
look, where those are at the moment, and you can see Team Falcons on top with 700 points separating them and Team Liquid. And whilst Team Falcons have 3 players active still in Street Fighter 6 and are still flying high in Counter-Strike, I believe Team Liquid are 1 man up, nephew
Chaos gets
in
nerfed
the lower
literally every
bracket,
patch.
fighting as a lone soldier for Team Liquid here. And there you can see Falcons securing another championship, their second championship of the Esports World Cup, adding to their totals. A fantastic performance from them, and they are looking in pole position, but 3 players remain for them in the bracket, but they're all in the lower bracket, as we said, and you can see there on your screen which events, which games these teams still have representatives in. Virtus Pro, of course, with Psycho in Street Fighter 6 as well in the running, but they are far behind, chasing for a podium.
I bet the LFL nurse was.
Guys,
hey, probably because you whooped the hell out of that deal. Your dad was probably like, "Hold on, man, I ain't know LFL play like this."
The 3 Falcons players here, they're all in the lower bracket, but
man, hold on, man, we gotta do some adjustments. This is kind of ridiculous. Because you kept mixing them up.
I think NL is the one.
So
that,
yeah, probably because that. I mean,
I know he tweeted the other day that he's like, he played very bad against Itabashi, but it's a new day, and he really feels like he can do well for the team because they're so close in getting the club championship win, right? So I'm sure they want to do them proud, get them as much points as they can, and NL has been looking good. He won CEO, and it's one of those things where NL means never lose, man. I just really feel like he's that guy.
Jammers, obviously, we saw the rest
Bullying
of
a dev in the fighting game.
Players. DCQ managing to scrape
yeah, man, he was whooping them in the
last
Evo
qualifier out of those 10 in the LCQ, but he's still in the running after a tough loss yesterday. Do you think he can turn things around?
The dev actually wasn't that bad either.
Deliberation or a shareholders meeting in his head, because he's got Bison and he's got JP, and in situations like this, I personally think you cannot half-ass JP. I think you should just go Bison the whole way. I know there's 1 or 2 matchups we might be able to take advantage of JP's personal strengths, but I think you might need to put him down, especially because it's crunch time now. It's deadline time, and because you're part of Falcons, they want to get the whole thing. You need to live up to the Falcons name.
And of course, Kola, yesterday, Kusanagi was defeated soundly by Fudo. He finds himself in the losers bracket today against Rikichi. Do you think Kusanagi can turn things around?
I think he can if he can trust in his decisions. We were talking about this yesterday, me and Justin, about if he committed to catching him walking back. He did it a couple of times, so he didn't commit to it enough to make Fudo shaken. He has to be able to commit to his decisions and lock in and clock in. I think he can do that to get his win.
As you can see on your screen, a selection of highlights from yesterday's action. Big Bird ready to meme himself, but certainly there were some bigger viral moments yesterday. We will definitely get to. They definitely deserve
how was Mena in this?
Time of focus. Justin, let's bring
what do you mean, like, how is he in this? Like, how is Mena in this? Or you mean, like, how is he doing? Because he's doing really well
throughout the season for Team Liquid, but as a solo player on his own. Yesterday it didn't go well for him, did it? He wasn't
guilty. Did you not see what happened with Punk yesterday? Hold on, man.
Turn it around.
I think the hardest part is that, like, he's fighting against Dawson.
You ain't see that, I'm about to show you.
Dawson is one of those characters where it's like a slow death, a lot of zoning, a lot of poking, and a lot of situations where Dawson has to make the more of the hard read. And Nephew never had a chance to get started.
I'm about to show you. Hold on.
Guessing wrong. His approach wasn't the best, and he was taking a lot of risk to try to, like, kind of turn things in his favor, especially on his wake up. And we talk about it, me and you, Logan. Like, if one bet doesn't work, he will double down with another big bet, and that.
Bro, look at this shit. Coming.
What a way to steal it! Charge the CA on deck as well. Punk is confident that that's it. He's standing up. He's celebrating. It is gonna be 3-2. Not yet. He has to play.
Oh shit!
Are you serious? You cannot make this up.
Are you? Bro!
Some way still takes the W.
Nah, put your hand down, son.
Prematurely. Oh.
Put your hand down. You see that?
Punk finds himself now in the lower bracket, first up against Tachikawa, but Kakeru, the reigning Capcom Cup champion, finds himself in the, the qualification match, the decider match.
Crazy.
Punk managed to win out over Tachikawa. What a difficult path that is, not only in terms of competitors, but psychologically to turn things around, James.
Well, it's interesting because I remember Kakeru did an interview with the Reversal guys, shouts to yourself and Damascus, and he actually mentioned something very key. He said every event has their environments different, which environments produce different conditions. So what happened at EVO 2025 is not
that shit was crazy, guilty.
2025. So he could capitulate or he couldn't. Like you said, it's a tall order for anyone, even if they are the champion or if they're not. they have to go through the same pathway to get to the prize.
Cola, obviously, you know, Punk will want to come back and make a big statement. Tachikawa, he knew what he was in for when he got the draw, when he saw the draw. 3 of the favorites of the tournament all in that group with him. He's going to want to certainly shut him down and put an end to his redemption arc. But how difficult is it to face losers bracket Punk?
I mean, we've seen that historically. Punk gets powered up from being in the losers, whether it be like a small tournament, a big tournament. Doesn't matter what it is. I think it puts his mind to the grind a lot more. And someone like Punk, he understands that he's got to win. At this point, after what happened, you got to win, bro. You got to win the entire tournament, not just make top 8. But if I had to put my money on someone to do so, it would be Punk.
Absolutely capable. Now, there's a lot of viewers that are tuning in for the first time, you know, from the spectacle of the Esports World Cup, discovering Street Fighter 6. They may have even seen that Punk viral clip from yesterday, and they might not know fully exactly the extent of the greatness of the play that has been displayed by Punk throughout his career and, of course, on his journey to the Esports World Cup. Let's take a look at this short video package all about the man of the moment.
Oh, snap.
The perfect parry yet again, punished by Punk the God, letting the OD rip. This is going to be another round for Punk the God. Doesn't need to spend it. We're down to the final game.
You just saw it.
In terms of his play style and what he represents,
Crazy.
I feel like he is at his highest level, and just the tenacity that he has in neutral, it's phenomenal. Like, you can always tell he's active. There's always something going on, and you know, like, he's always scheming to get the hit that he wants. And he's like very scary to the fact that if you whiff a button in front of this kid, it might be GG's. So that's Punk the God, man. From just being a random scrub to being world class.
It's my arena!
Where he started, like, he was more like shy on the microphone. Now he's like super confident. So I would have to say his confidence is what really shines.
Playing against him is different than playing against just about any other person, and it's always felt that way. Like, you just cannot do certain things, so it feels just so suffocating, and he's just kind of waiting for you to do it too. That's the worst part about it. So, like, when you lose, you feel really stupid.
And Punk, again, a lot of people have been saying, you know, look, all of us have said this. All of commentary said this, that Punk's worst enemy is always going to be himself.
That's a guy that just lives, eats, and breathes Street Fighter. Like, he's probably one of the most competitive people I've ever met in my life. He's definitely been one of the key factors in being the reason why I'm so competitive. So he's just a beast.
The way he plays, he just looks like he's always in such control, and like even when it's down to the wire, you kind of have that feeling like you know, he'll get it done somehow. I don't know how. He's at like a 70% health deficit, but somehow he'll do it, and normally he does. So
when you're the Evo champ, you've got a target on your back, and you know what the group stage was for quite some time.
I think the competition at Esports World Cup is very hard. It's very hard to qualify for this event, so it's only the best players in the world. Going into EWC, I'm very confident. Any tournament I go to, I'm very confident, or I just would not show up. So the fact that I'm here proves how confident I am.
He's not known as Punk the God for no reason, and I cannot wait to see him in action later today. Will the redemption arc start right here?
I like how he's such a big story now. They're like, oh, Punk. They would never play that video if that didn't happen.
Find out a little bit later on. As we look ahead now at today's action, guys, it's time for our doctor's notes. And of course, every time the doctor's notes, I want the hot takes. Justin, I'm going to start with you. Fresh out of the oven, scalding hot, just like they've been outside here in the Riyadh sun. Your hottest take for today.
My hottest take for today, I'm going to say, obviously we just saw the Punk thing, but I don't want to mention, I think Punk's going to go far, but that's not a hot take. That's more of like a realistic take. I'm going to go with Riddles eliminating Momochi today.
Damn. What? You got to qualify that, sir.
What's your reasoning?
My reasoning?
Bring the thesis,
Show me your
Justin.
working. Don't just give me your answers.
Okay, and I can give you a marking for the working.
All right. You know, I just really feel good about Riddles, and I love his approach because he doesn't come from a Street Fighter background, but he is hungry. The way he played the LCQ, eliminating so many different Japanese players in his path, and I feel like he understands kind of like what the Japanese player mindset, what they go for. A lot of like parries, a lot of also anti-air situation. But the thing is, when it comes to scenarios where Riddles can condition people with Terry, he's so good. Like, if I can see him condition Punk in the online weekly tournaments, I can see him condition Momochi as well. And it also feels like Momochi can get out.
Yeah, I like Riddles,
Sometimes
man.
gets
I'm a
impatient.
fan of
We
Riddles
saw
since
earlier with Kawano and Momochi,
Smash
right?
Brothers.
And I think
I like
Riddles will
Riddles.
put him in the same scenario with Terry, especially with OD Power Wave, dry rushing forward, make
I like
a,
watching
make a
Riddles.
guess.
I like his
And
grind,
also,
man.
I just really
Recently,
like
I
Terry
heard
this
he
season.
said that he didn't know if he could keep doing this, and I'm like, nah, bro.
Medicine, I guess, with
Keep that
the
shit
mind.
going. Keep that
Similar
foot on
kind
the
of
gas, bro.
situation
You still
with the
young.
projectile
You didn't
and
already show
progressing
that you can
behind
do it.
Jammers,
And smash. You
it's
can do it in
time
here.
for your doctor's notes. What's your hot take of the day?
Are you giving me permission to share my opinion live on camera? Is that
Absolutely. As long as it's not about dive kicks, you are
Are you
free
sure?
to go.
All right, where's the camera? Look me deadpan in the eye. Fantastic. I think it's that one. Right. I love my European players. All the Europeans in the loser side or the lower bracket, I don't think any of them are making it out. That's my opinion.
Traitor.
Oh, that's a little bit of reverse psychology, by the way. I love them. I love you all. But for a lot of you, this is your first time here.
Not the slow
I
zoom.
want you to do well. But the way some of you guys have been playing, first stage jitters, I get that. And listen, I'm a backup dancer.
sure
You
can't.
guys are the main players. So I need you to bring your A game today. But if you don't, you heard it here first.
All right. Jammers decided that he doesn't want to go back to the UK after this event.
We'll take you in the US.
He's staying here. Or Cola's smuggling him home in his luggage.
Bruh.
Cola, it's time for your doctor's notes. What's your hot take?
Bro, how do I follow that up? That's insane. My man went against his own country. But you know what? I
10
got
toes
one.
down, Cola.
All right, people. It's time to turn your head and cough. I think that Mickey's going to get out of his group just fine. I think he's going to display the same sort of ignorance and impression on Wake Up, and people will still not be able to capture or defend or block. No offense to those that he played, but it's going to happen again. I'm sorry.
That's not a hot take.
Usually
That was
a
too
player
safe.
after getting hit.
That's not a hot
That's
take.
too safe.
He's
Dive kicks from Wake
favorited.
Up.
He's
He gonna walk it
favorited.
out. Okay, fine. Okay. How about this?
That was
How about this?
lukewarm at best.
Ryukichi will get out of his group. He's going to defeat DCQ
you know what?
if he stays with Ken. No Mai. The Mai not going to get it done. Go back to Ken. If you go back to Ken, you're going to get the win, all right? That's a bar you can take, Ryukichi. No more Mai.
Can we rephrase the question? All right, let's
Okay.
be real
All
here.
right. All right.
Do you think Jill Kevin is
out of his group?
Yeah.
Bro, he's beat mad Japanese players in the past. I think he can take down Shoot though.
I'm talking about today.
Big Bird?
You know-
oh yeah, he gonna beat Big Bird. I'm sorry, Big Bird, and that's the homie
Or
too.
Hurricane
but
Shine.
Hurricane Shine?
You like Hurricane, but Shine's, from the US of A. That's a tough one for you. I say that's the one that.
Hurricane.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Cammy, man, the way he plays
Fresh
that character.
out the oven, scalding hot takes, the doctor's notes there. Let's take a look at our match of the day, and this one is very spicy when it comes to the club championship. There he is, Team Liquid's nephew, the lone representative.
I love them collar shirts, bro.
Against
Like if I ever had a
the master of
sponsor,
poison
give me the collar.
himself, though, Hikaru, who has looked so dangerous this year. Can nephew pull it out? That's our matchup of the day. Of course, all eyes will be on Punk, but realistically, they're looking at the decider match. But this one, opening matchup of the day. Justin, why did we pick this?
Obviously, we picked it because Team Liquid needs this win from Nephew to obviously go through the whole tournament and possibly win the event, to even try to overtake Team Falcons as if Team Falcons doesn't do well in the other games as well, right? So that's the most important part. But the thing is, that path is crazy. First, he has to fight Hikaru, then possibly he's going to fight against Tokido to try to get into the round robin. And the problem with this is that at big events, Nephew doesn't really perform as well. I actually checked some of the online replays, and he won against Hikaru, and he also won against Tokido online. But that's when you're home, that's when you're in your hotel.
What up,
in a
Bob?
tournament setting like EWC that's the tough part right
Well,
there.
You missed it, man. After what happened with Punk,
it's a massive
so they had a whole
condition
video
here. So
talking
if he's
about,
gonna let that get the better of him, we'll
you know,
actually
and
see
Punk
that in
was
his
like,
gameplay,
yeah,
because
you know,
I
I'm
love the way
confident.
Nephew
Like, basically, they
implements
showed
new
like
tech
some past
incorporate
stuff
strategy.
and then the
But like
future
you said, when
stuff.
it comes down to
And I was
gambling,
like, bro, they would have
you
never
have to
had this
double
whole
down on
video.
something
And then they
that's
showed
not
what happened
exactly the way
yesterday.
it should
And I was
be
like, man, they would have
working.
never had this whole video if he
But
never
comes
did
in a
that.
bit of a weird spot. He was super
So it
stressed
might
out
be a
when he
good
was
thing.
trying
If
to
he can come back and
qualify.
win,
Remember, he qualified at
this will be
DreamHack
pretty
Summer last
nasty.
year. That was easy. Now the way the qualification process worked this year, Logan, vastly different. So he could still be stressed from qualifying and playing those shaky matches, you know?
It's going to be a very exciting one. Let's take a look at the players making their way into the arena, courtesy of Jamil Motorsports. And there you can see Noah there at the front. He, of course, is in the lower bracket as well. A whole host of players fighting for their survival today. Our first matchup of the day, however, is going to be Narikun versus Latif. And there they are getting their keys. Some of those will not be intact after the first couple of matches are done, and I cannot wait for the key crushing. Personally, my favorite part of this event. Latif, he looks in a lot better spirits than he was when he just picked up that key. Seems to have cheered up in that 10-second period of walking from the key wall to getting backstage. And it's great to see him in good spirits as well. Latif versus Narikun, our first matchup of the day. Guys, how do we see this Group A unfolding?
You know, I like that you mentioned that Latif is in better spirits today, because when you go down to the lower bracket after losing in the upper bracket, it's like kind of like a big burden just got off your shoulders.
Yeah, weight off your shoulders,
right?
sort of thing.
So I think Latif is going to come in here like, you know what, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to play my game because I trained for this. And we know Latif is godlike. So I want to see Latif to perform really well. But how do you guys feel about Bison versus Kimberly, though?
I'm not a huge fan of it from what I've seen, but because Kimberly doesn't have a reversal just as much as Bison, and Bison's got the purple dynamite, it's like, okay, let's find out. Because here's the thing. Kimberly got one of the most round-defining changes with the extended time on the canisters before they actually explode. So actually, to be fair, now that I think about it, both characters can make each other
explode.
Well, we saw Zhen switch to Bison after being, was it 2-0 down against Matsu? And it definitely made all the difference for him, because Kimberly don't have a reversal either, and that's great time for Bison's pressure, right? So it'll be a very interesting matchup. That's going to be our first one. Of course, we have got the bilingual sensation that is Ryan Hart. Everyone's always surprised when they hear Ryan speaking perfect, fluent Japanese, but it is one of his great talents, alongside being in the Guinness World Records book for a multitude of achievements as a fighting game legend. But here he is interviewing, I believe, Narikun. So let's find out what Narikun has to say. All eyes are on him for our first matchup of the day.
Day 2 commences here on Street Fighter 6. Narikun, rough start for him yesterday. I wanted to talk to him a little bit about what his changes will look like for Day 2. 昨日、残念でしたが、期待してた結果、自分で出せなくて、今回、2日目は何を変えるんでしょうか？
そうですね。相手がそもそも違うんであれですけど、やっぱりよく対戦しているキャラのベガを使っているラティーフが初戦なので、いつも通りやれたらいいかなと思いますので、頑張ります。
いい目的ですね。So, today he's got a different opponent. He's going to be fighting Latif as the day begins, and obviously the opponent's different, and he's going to be trying to just play his A game, play consistently, throw out the person that he knows he is. That's what it is. The challenge of tournaments is being yourself on that big stage. And this is what his goal is today. See you guys later. We'll see you for the next interview. Bye-bye.
Latif and Narikun, our first match of the day in Group A. Of course, Noah the Prodigy awaits in the decider match. He soundly defeated Latif in their first meeting as a Twisted Minds inter-team clash. Are we going to see the run back? We'll find out a little bit later on. Group B coming up as well. And Justin, you already picked out Riddles and Momochi as an exciting match. I want to say something though. For me, all eyes were on Group E as the group of death, but slyly, Group B is also one of the groups of death. Mena RD, the most informed player in the world. Momochi and Koano, both EVO champions, both legends in their own right. And I have to say, Koano, I don't think gets enough credit for his performance on the big stage. You know, he kind of goes under the radar until it's time to perform. He had a great EWC last year. He's always performed in the SFL World Championships and Capcom Cups. This is a very difficult pool. Riddle's making it out of here, Justin, would be an incredible achievement for him, wouldn't it?
I think it would, obviously, because nobody is like kind of believing in him in terms of like getting sponsors or anything, and he's coming from a different scene, like I mentioned. But this is also a really tough group, Momochi and Kawano. But I think Cola, like, you commentate a lot of Riddles of matches, so like, what do you think about his chances?
I mean, he's got practice against both characters over in the U.S. You know, we have some Ed players that are out there. We do have some really good Akuma players like Thunder DeLangus. So he has the experience with the characters. Now, the play styles are what I'm worried about. I'm also worried about his mental. I feel like every time that he loses, he gets stronger. But this is a different sort of weight. So we're just going to have to see in the match.
Absolutely, and we can hear directly from Riddles right now. We've got an interview with him ahead of his lower bracket match. Let's hear from him.
I do want to hear Riddles.
First game today for you is going to be against Momochi. I'm sure you've been thinking about the matchup, doing some preparation. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
What preparation have you done ahead of the game?
I just fought against the Sharzad. So, you know, slabbing, watching character, playing against him, you know.
How do you feel about the Ed-Terry matchup?
I think it's like 5-5.
Oh, yeah?
Probably. I think both are able to do their stuff properly, I think. So, yeah.
Do you feel that the first of three element favors you or Momochi?
If you watch my online tier in the tournament runs, you would know that it definitely favors me. I think the amount of reverse trios I've done in online tournaments. If you watch online tournaments in America, you know. But yeah, I mean, I just think best of five or first of three is just more fun, anyways. So, you know.
Totally agree. Wish you the best of luck. Hope it all works out the way you need. All right, guys. Thank you very much. See you later.
A man of few words, but a lot of action. He's going to have to be in action today as he faces two very, very powerful players, potentially to make it out of one of the most stacked groups. Guys, can he do it?
I think Riddles can do it as long as he doesn't get into that zone where they have to play the footsies and with Punish War. Just play the Street Fighter 6 game.
Jammers, you got any big predictions for our first two groups?
I think Latif could do it, but it's going to be a tall order.
Cola?
I think it's going to be a nightmare on J Street, and it's going to be good for Noah, first group.
That was good. I'll give you that.
Well, guys, that is it for us here. Thank you so much for joining us on the pre-show. I am very, very excited to get into this, our first two groups. It's elimination time here for the players. Some hopes, dreams, and keys are about to get crushed under that hydraulic press. That's right, my favorite day of the week, because I'm an evil man at heart. I just like seeing those keys getting crumpled. And of course, they will be making their way into that trophy amongst the resin to be suspended forever in history, whilst we look ahead at the next phase of qualification here. We've got 12 groups to go through. 12 more players will make it out into the next round-robin phase and potentially join those 12 names that have already made it into the playoff stages. It's all to play for. It's do or die here at the Esports World Cup Street Fighter 6, and you do not want to miss any of the action. There's no more second chances. It all comes down to this, and the action starts after this. Welcome back to the Esports World Cup. It's time for Street Fighter 6 to take its place. For what an exciting time it is for us here. It's week 7, the final week of the Esports World Cup.
It's so crazy in my pool. I think it's the hardest in this EWC Street Fighter 6. Last year, I lose and lose. That's why I have to revenge in this
Okay, got a lot of English on them.
みんなどのブロックもきついんで、自分のところもきつかったです。
みんな強い相手しかいないんですけれども、全力で戦っていい試合ができればと思っています。
What a way to steal it! The charge, the CA on deck as well. Punk is confident that that's it. He's standing up, he's celebrating. It is going to be 3-2, not yet. He has to play still. Oh my, so high. Somehow, some way.
welcome to the Esports World Cup. It is Elimination Day, and you know what that means. Hopes and dreams will be crushed. There is no time for games. This is time for legacy. This is where the big dogs put up or shut up. That is something that I do not know how to do well because I am one of your hosts, Hollywood Rob TV, and I am joined here with the phenomenal Milosh. What's going on with you, bro?
Oh man, after yesterday, I needed a little lie down because my God, if you missed out on yesterday, I'm sure everybody and their mom so far has seen some of the clips, but especially one. You saw it in the countdown video just before we took the stage, and that was Shao Hai versus Punk the God. Oh my days. Game 5, they're on it. 1 health, and then still Shao Hai brings it back as Punk. Why you standing up, man?
It was a bit crazy, actually a bit crazy understatement. There's not too many times where something happens and you know that it's a moment in history and that it's something that we're not gonna forget. But of course, Punk's still alive in the tournament and was playing phenomenal even in that match. I think he still has a very strong chance to win this entire tournament. He's just that damn good. That said, also, we have Blas versus Crame. 14 years old and 15 years old. These guys came up together in Chile, ended up having to play each other, but you saw them beating extremely strong competitors like Phenom. These guys are looking amazing, and that's something that's newer in the world of Street Fighter, to have kids be this good at the game.
And that's a very good thing because it means that there's more and more talent being developed, which is crazy because both of their ages combined barely get to the age of Street Fighter as a franchise. Like, yeah, we're old, man. We already crossed that rainbow road. We're already way, way past that. But it's incredible to see there's fresh blood that's coming in, a lot of talent that's growing up with these games that we've grown up with when we were kids. And it's a very different environment. It's not the arcades back in our day, but it's great to see. It means it's a good life for Street Fighter.
I do have to make sure, before we get to bringing out our first match, that I do give a shout out to how my man's Minna RD is looking right now. I mean, 3-0-3-0, fresh off of winning EVO Japan, fresh off of winning EVO in Las Vegas, and then now he is trying to complete the trifecta by winning EWC. That dude is looking extremely tough to stop. And I do know, you said how many rounds did he lose?
So he won 6-0, but he only lost 4 rounds.
Insanity.
Which is incredible in the 2 matches, best of 5s, that he was playing in groups.
Okay, that's it. As incredible as that is, we do have an incredible match up next. Milosh, who are we bringing to the stage?
Well, we're starting off with Group A, which of course is the first out of the 12 that we continue through the lower bracket with today. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Latif and Narikun. There's a lot of life on these 2 players and a lot of hope for them. We got Onik also here behind Narikun and Latif, who really lives up to his name. Latif means kind in Arabic, and he really is a kind man, but I'm sure he is not the same when he's playing in-game.
It's kind of fascinating that a player's name can mean kind, and then they play Steve Viper in Street Fighter 4. I mean, make that make sense. You're kind, but you're using Steve Viper, using the burn kick, stressing out Big Hollywood and everybody else who's playing the game. That said, we don't need to stress right now because we are about to get into an absolute banger.
Yes, it starts with here. Reminder, today is the first day of eliminations. You start losing, Yorkie gets crushed, and you saw my man Rob was showing you how it all looks like at the end. Let's get it all started. Latif, Narikun coming at you right now.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen, the point of no return. Day 1 of the elimination phase, but don't be mistaken. This is indeed day 2 of the overall scheme here at the Esports World Cup for Street Fighter 6. Vicious bringing it all live to you with my man Ringe to see how this all fares out, starting with Group A between Narikun and Latif.
Ooh, man, yes, you set it off right. And my man Logan, I love the fact that he was like, in my heart of hearts, I am an evil man. And what I enjoy most is seeing dreams turn to nightmares. And that's what we're going to see today. Of course, we got Narikun fans in the building. We got plenty of Latif fans in the building too. And the winner of this doesn't even get out of this stage of the group yet, right? They still got to face Noah the Prodigy to try to get into that group number 2.
Is Latif good in this game?
As Sankola had mentioned, he could be the nightmare on J Street that awaits the fate between seen either of these competitors. But going into further details, Latif, he's been rocking that Bison, didn't have the success he was looking for towards one of his teammates. However, this is his only shot at greatness to qualify. One of the big concerns is, as Jammers was talking about earlier during the analysis portion, how does that fare up against an aggressive character like Kimberly in the hands of someone like Narikun?
Exactly right. That's what I'm really looking forward to seeing how these two play out. You can see we had a bit of a successful anti-air percentage from both sides as well. Latif a little bit stronger, but I want to see if he's going to be able to keep that consistency up against the Kimberly, right? She's got the shallow elbow drop as an option. We've seen, actually, Latif's anti-airs, that crouch heavy punch, already get spaced out by Noah in that opening round match from Group A, right? So that's something I'm going to be looking forward to. And just in general, I think that Logan mentioned it earlier, right? We saw Zhen switch to the Bison in this very matchup and ended up bringing back 3 games straight up against one of the other Kimberlys in the bracket. So that's going to be something to watch. Both of these carriers are extremely oppressive. Whoever gets knocked down first, good luck, fam.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because most of the time when it comes to either game plan from either character, it's going to be heavily grounded based. So despite what it says on the anti-air number, I don't even know how much into effect that's actually going to be playing, right? They do have pretty succinct anti-airs. I think Kimberly personally has a better one with the mixed potential, because Bison, let's face it, he does have a lot of recovery on that bad boy. Despite it being cancelable, most of the time you're kind of hovering around the stage a little bit, trying to master charge, but if you're trying to get within that range to anti-air successfully, you're dropping it, you're moving forward. But again, the big potential comes out more from Kimberly. I don't even know if it's ever going to be like a factor, to be honest with you, right? I feel like those two small details and what they can do against an airborne opponent does not work out in this exact matchup. What does apply, however, is how strong your defense is, right? Both have very, very solid ways to set you up for disaster. One of them being from the side of Bison, the purple dynamite. From the other side, the explosive spray cans. We'll see which comes into play first. It's just a matter of time. Here it comes. Game number 1, Narikun versus Latif. Kimberly versus M. Bison.
Indeed, and when your character's lacking some defense on knockdown, right, it's all about winning the neutral. You can't afford to get knocked down in the first place. So much of what this game's going to be decided on is whoever gets that first knockdown. You can see Latif already pressing the gas as soon as he gets the sweep.
We saw the attempt from the defensive measure from Narikun. He did get the perfect parry, just not the right angle, right? It has to be either crouching or standing if you get the right normal. But already off to an explosive start. I think from both ends, technically, Latif already in burnout from his own accord. Narikun now being able to dictate the pace, no pun intended, against Bison.
Yeah, indeed, I see you. And right now, just abusing that burnout, taking full advantage of it. Great stuff from Narikun. He's going to set up 2 cans as well. Of course, the fuzzy was there. Just tapped the dome, blessed it with the kneecap.
Damn. I don't want to be hard on any of that, but excellent defense up until that point. The driver does get immediately checked. Narikun is still trying to stay active while in burnout. This side switch is going to be everything for Latif. He does get the DI, catching the shins, bouncing off the palm tree, probably a coconut one, but he's definitely trying to bust coconuts. He actually dropped the rest of that with that background house hit, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Latif, that should have been the entire round right there. He had 2 bars as well. The round definitely would have been enough to kill, but that slipped through his fingers early. Latif, you got to have that short-term competitive memory. Baits out the super. This is a great start to the follow-up round.
The double Psycho Crusher into the level 3 relatively early. I like this damage dump out. Build more meter to get yourself ready for the next one.
This man looked to send a message with that one. Yeah, Narikun definitely struggling already in the yellow because of that. And you try to elbow drop from there with little Psycho Crusher. Offensive drive reversal. Love that decision as well, but Narikun is going to get a chance.
Did you get the final fight combo?
Bison's crazy, but you already know.
Delayed tech, forcing Latif into burnout. Narikun actually going to be backing off just a little bit. He doesn't want to be too risky with the amount of life he has left, and also how little his
he ain't got no versatile. Who gives a damn?
Really big confirm that leads into a kill.
Great drive rush, stopper with constant medium punch.
And I love that from Latif, right? He was just sitting on the headstock charge, waiting until Narikun got close enough to him for him to escape the corner.
The nonsense.
Very smart, and Narikun, like you mentioned, so low on resources, didn't want to commit.
The nonsense.
Oh, he actually... that time, but another drive reversal.
The nonsense!
He's got CA on deck, Jeremy. Excuse me, Vicious.
Either one works, I'll tell you what, because this is going to be a pretty significant amount of damage, if not death. Is this game number 1? It has to be. Ninja Star Cypher in critical art mode. Narikun shaking off the nerves.
Oh my goodness, bro. Yeah, Narikun, he's not letting any opportunities slip through his fingers, right? We saw, unfortunately for Latif in that first round, it should have been his ball game. Both of these players are consistently putting it all on offense, right? We saw them both burn out. Unfortunately for Narikun, he was the one that was in burnout towards the latter half of the round. It was just a drop from Latif that allowed him to sneak back into the round. And then, of course, in the subsequent round, Narikun just managed to take control yet again. And we see how potent this offense is. That was the tail of the tape coming in. Once you get knocked down, you ain't gonna get back up.
Damn, they got the full support. They got the LED screens with Narikun win. I hope you don't have to edit that anytime soon, I'll tell you what. But again, like the nature of how aggressive these characters can be, I'm thoroughly impressed by the way Narikun held back in that final moment of round 2. Very short on resources, very short on life, and just waited it out for his big opportunity. That was massively impressive.
Yeah, honestly, I was like concerned for him. I thought I was like, you should go in, man. But obviously he knew what he was doing. Well calculated all the way through. Now Narikun pick it up right where he left off. We're in the corner. Oh, a little bit too far for the throw attempt, though.
Just a bit shy, giving Latif that big window of opportunity. He's trying to breeze right on in there, especially with the purple dynamite established. He did have a block string for himself. He did have offensive pressure. But now the airborne play starts to come into effect from Narikun. What do you do about it, though? Drive rush exposes the low. Here comes the big knockdown sequence. Narikun forward throw, drive rush on in there. Latif tried to move out of danger.
Indeed, now he's locked into this corner. I was going to say he doesn't want to press back just yet. Tried to stand medium kick, but Narikun keeping it nice and compact.
He always got
just use
control.
the stand medium kick, stand light kick to try to get that last bit of help.
Oh, there we go.
Caught. Looking to jump or backdash. Latif got a big chance here.
Man, getting a lot of mileage out of the cycling studio. I'll tell you what, those scissor kicks,
You
those
burned out.
kicks
Like,
have been
why would
coming
you do
in real
that?
clutch. Up until that point, drive rush again, exposing the defense of Latif.
You know, he tried to drive rush drive impact as well. That's honestly a tap parry counter a lot of the time, but it looked like Narikun held it, especially with the bomb planted. It incentivizes him to hold it. Now the sneaky cross up. Oh man, he's gonna go into level 3 off of it as well. It's a big start for Narikun.
You do get the power up.
Yes, he definitely should. I agree.
Now being able to
He
press
also
a little
should.
bit more with an impressive walk speed. And I guess damage regulation, if you really want to call it that. But
now we're gonna get the knockdown here. Got 2 cans, uses them both. Drive reversal real quick, but you still gotta hold that. And then another drive reversal. This is
I don't know what that
an
was.
outright punish, but Narikun picks his spot again. That's gonna go up 2-0 with the perfect exclamation point to start our EWC Day 2.
wasn't even done with the combo, but we're already immediately going into the third game. A very impressive showing thus far from Narikun, exposing down below. Low medium kick to start from Latif. A little bit too shy for the throw to connect, but I might have thought that was rather intentional as we see that develop in the meta, right? We have these kind of big throw whiffs that happen a lot to force maybe a tech, maybe a little bit of a muscle memory habit type of thing, but that is an excellent drive reversal. Granted, he's in burnout. It got him out of a lot of danger.
Precisely. I think he was going to get burnt out either way, right? He would have to bet on a parry, but that opens you up to a throw, and you get punish counter, and you'll still lose your bar. So I really like the fact that Latif has got out of that situation entirely. These stand fierces, though, I'm a little scared. He's thrown him out a lot. He's gotten him whip punish. He's gotten him jumped on. That's something to look out for.
You gonna shimmy?
If he ever gets that chance, Narikun allowing Latif to get out
I don't know if that was a throw attempt.
Does get the anti-air against the very sharp elbow. Narikun trying to preserve some meter too well in the corner. No step out of the corner just yet, speaking of which.
Yep, and then Latif
Ooh, Kimberly's annoying.
I'm
annoyed just watching.
Respecting the frame trap follow-up. Oh, and the
Oh,
just
yeah.
believed it and sent the drive rush cancel after. No drops this time, Latif settling in.
Thank God he didn't end it with like a Psycho Crusher, no scissor kick or anything, because I don't think the scaling would have allowed him to get that round after all. So signs of life from Latif up until this point yet again. Drive rush early standing medium punch.
Oh, I jumped.
Latif,
There we go. Thank you.
very sharp angle. How did they hit
Jump,
above
nice
him? Oh,
jump.
that's a big bang.
Dash up.
Oh my goodness, on the roundhouse upside the temple for the chase down. Latif definitely looking
Set up.
strong here. I love that Narikun took the opportunity to get the two
Wasn't
cans
tail.
on that first knockdown. However,
Nice.
this
He
defense
should've confirmed that.
outspace with the press back. Latif smothering Narikun in the corner.
Nice.
The ruthless aggression is going to get him a double
You
on this
are
one.
Smothered and smoked. That is for certain.
Yeah, that was
Latif
clean. That was clean.
with an excellent combination
Only thing
going
he
into
could
that
have did
level
better
3.
was
Dumping the rest
convert
of the
the
drive meter.
crouching medium punch instead of
Pure-
like scissor kick
Pure
into
perfection with the way he handled that bison.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? That Latif looking more composed, looking more gathered. I'm loving to see how he's adjusted here. Oh, not even good. with the hand warmers as well. He's got both of them, and he's got the frictionless fingertip gloves too. I like that.
That might be something that would help you, Eric.
I wonder, like, how
hand warmers.
beneficial that would be
Like,
for just, like
to get
sliding
the
across, doing like
sweat off.
shortcuts as well on a hitbox style of joystick or
I used to see them use that in League a lot.
Yeah, and the way people go about like constructing their peripherals at this point, right? There's like so many ways they kind of game plan how to press buttons and knowing when they're going to need quick access to certain options depending on the matchup even. It goes so deep, right? So him having that fingerless glove to make sure, or excuse me, not fingerless glove, but the finger sleeves to make sure that he's going to be able to slide to wherever he needs to get to the perfect parry as soon as he possibly can, to get to the response DI, to counter it up. All of these things, these little minute details come into big decisions and big plays when we're in the middle of the match. As we get back into it, and this is just cool to see how they went about going back into the matches after their losses, right? Latif has been mash and rematch. He's like, get me back into it. Narikun, a significant break after that first loss.
Nummy.
Yeah, he had to readjust his controls on the command center, the mini command center that he had on his lap, right?
Shit. So many buttons, bro. So many controls.
That help you to numb your brain?
Excellent tech on the throw.
There we go. Thank you, Latif. Stop the
Not
drive
too
rush.
big on the whip punish.
Bison literally, like, I love Bison's
Of whatever Nautica
types
was
of
trying to
medium
do, I don't even know how he
like
got
a
got.
drive rush stopper
Yeah, it
is
looked
too
like just
good.
a back jump, right? Like Latif chased it down with a Psycho Crusher. That was wild. I definitely do not see Bisons do that often. And that's the thing, right? A lot of people have been talking about seeing Latif grind lately. He is looking in prime form. You just got to gather it all
I'm
together
not gonna lie,
on
though.
stage.
You know, you gotta admit,
Burnout,
it's an
though, gives
accomplishment
him a
to
couple
be able to
resources to spare, maybe
perform
about
the
a
way
touch
that
and a
you
half, especially
can.
with level 2 on deck for Nautica.
Even with issues
and a
like
couple of
that.
spray cans, bringing him all the way to the corner. The overhead does not get blocked.
Right.
Is that going to be blocked in time? No, sir. That meaty jab gonna pay dividends towards Bison's bank account.
Indeed. My man Latif, he let him just drag him all the way to the corner, right? Stuck the overhead in, and then once that happened, he was like, all right, I know you're going to keep pressing. Narikun, that's one of his key components, right? Is he stays aggressive. He doesn't really bait a lot of reversals. And to be fair, in this matchup, it does cost Super Meter to do it, so I don't blame him.
Excellent choice for the parry there. Now taking just a little bit of a throw rather than losing all that drive gauge. Immediate level 1 upon wake up from Latif. How do you approach afterwards? He just dashes up and waits.
Indeed, he's got plenty of drive meter though. Oh my goodness, he's sneaking in with that drive rush. That's mad plus frames off the crouch medium kick. Once again here, another throw established, trying to get Latif to bite. He's been down backing for his life. We even saw it last round. But that's how you take advantage of it as well when you want a character like Kimberly. You want to down
Is it
back.
worth going for
Roll's
level
not
3 for the
only
buff
option.
right there? Is the buff
Overhead
that
puts
worth
Narikun on
it?
set
That much
point.
worth it?
This is the tail of the tape right here. It's whose defense is better in this matchup. They both have very oppressive and impressive offense.
Okay,
but
me either.
especially in this state of the game,
I'm just
not a good
curious. Like, I'm not sure what her. Like, I think this is better than doing it last round. I think the first
with
hit.
a ninja
So,
star
okay, I'll go to
cipher.
level 3.
All hell could break loose momentarily.
Oh, that hurt for Latif right there. Yeah, it's all started with him trying to check a teleport. He high on the landing.
Like,
Narikun
obviously,
didn't
she's
have
not
one
like
ready for a
Manon. I
response.
gotta get this medal before the
Goes to the
round.
corner. Oh, trying to get that tick throw. Great escape from Latif.
Right back at you, says
I'm like the
Narikun.
only way I'll kill.
Being able to escape for
is
free just
Kimberly
off of that
and
jump.
Get my buff like for
waiting
buff. Is
to
if
see
I'm about to
if
win. It's the first
overextends.
round. I'm
That's
about
a
to
big
win.
way to do it, but it actually lands the slide. Catching Narikun by surprise.
Having
Also
to
checking the
come back,
walk back with
I
a
think
couple
I
of those
just go
blows.
save my meter.
Latif backing away from danger, trying to
I'm
get a
gonna
big
heal
whip
anyway.
punish if anything. Narikun, mad airborne the whole time, but it's still, everybody's just swinging.
your meter,
Nothing's
Latif.
actually
You
hitting.
cannot burn out.
Exactly. Both of them are coming so close to connecting with hits, but just a couple of frames late on both sides. Now both of them have kind of stabilized yet again here. Latif trying to force the issue here with big Psycho Crushers and big buttons.
He would be
Stumps the
nice.
check and
There it
stumps
is.
the jump as well into the level 3. So smart. He's going to burn out Narikun, get some drive back for himself, and put himself in prime position to tie up the set.
That was insanely late of a cancel, by the way.
Oh.
I was like, wait, you can still get it that far in?
Right.
Nice.
And then
Don't
again, he's having the charge ready. Narikun can do nothing but smile because he knows the air has been shut
Very
down
clean,
by
yeah.
the Crusher.
We definitely count those for anti-airs. 100%. Even if it
That's
was
why
pretty
Bison's
far away, you
ridiculous,
jump back, the OD Psycho Crusher
Can't
hits,
jump
put it on the board.
And those jumps keep getting crushed. That key is going to get crushed in moments, bro. You got to fix that plan.
Damn, the Psycho Key Crusher?
Oh.
That's actually like, you onto something, Ringe.
Psycho Key Crusher. Yeah. We might need to theme it next year. Get a hold of like the purple and some purple Psycho power within it. Ugh.
I like that. I like that a lot.
What a bounce back from Latif, though,
Yeah,
right? Was
look,
down
those
2-0, has definitely composed himself now.
Finger puppet.
Is going to be going to the final game. He's definitely caught on to some of Narikun's habits, right? We were seeing seeing the anti-air come out time and time again with the Psycho Crusher, doing a great job. It's really, I think, caught on to the fact that Narikun is always going to pressure on offense as well. Hasn't really tried
He
to
sure
figure
is.
anything out.
Nice. I would be canceling that
I like the
to
aggressive
the
start from
bomb.
Narikun going for the OD teleport to see if Latif was going to be ready or not. He definitely was, checking with the jabs a lot more within close quarters. But now that allows Narikun to get the sharper angles, right? That cross-up was everything. With the two cans now, a lot of block pressure, even more so falling with the drive rush. Jumping out of the corner for free yet again, Latif. Now, on the other hand, with control. Great block on the overhead, does get the forward throw. Narikun looking a little dry on the drive gauge.
That's the thing with
He's
Latif,
gonna jump,
right?
yeah, thank you.
Oh my goodness, what a hell attack as well. Another way to shut down the air
Grab it,
approach.
grab.
And right now, he's keeping it locked in the corner. He tried the Psycho Crusher, but Narikun beat him to the option. Azuna dropped to get some space. Boy, it's here yet again here. Shut down the jump wall. That can't be what Narikun wanted to wake up, but nonetheless, didn't pay too heavily for it.
Right, Latif only just managed to punish counter with that exact same move. This time around gets the full punish while within range. Now Latif at match point. What a turnaround swing.
There's been such great adjustments. I love that as well. Just kind of jump scaring Narikun with the Psycho Crusher. It's a little bit expensive using the OD, but then Latif, he chills out a little bit, right? He brings back the drive gauge. He's had great resource management throughout the set.
You got two explosive potential combos up on deck. No, I lied to you. It's going to be level 1 first. Defense is going to be the priority for Latif, especially in the corner.
Indeed here. You know, Latif has had multiple wake-up supers that have been successful. I wonder if that's starting to get to Narikun. I wonder if Narikun tries to bring out one of his own here in the mere moments, as we only got a couple of rounds left at most in this set.
It depends whether or not Latif happens to manipulate Narikun into thinking that way, right? Let's see what happens if he's able to push into the corner, or will he be a neutral monster within this particular space? Big swing, big trades from both ends.
Yeah, look how patient Latif has gotten now throughout the set, right? It felt like he was really slugging it out to start. And now once he establishes the lead, he just sits back on it. But Narikun does take that tippiness and opens him up for it. And I love that. Spin the level 3, get your own drive gauge back, right? It's not going to do too much damage to Latif, but now you got the install. You're going to be in the green yourself.
Not going to do too much
It's in
damage.
prime position.
The delayed drive reversal coming in from Latif. One more hit can get him into a drive rush into a level 3, but I don't think that kills, honestly. He needs a little bit more, possibly an OD extension, rather than a drive rush one, and he's looking to do so. He does so with plus frames off of the OD stop. He's got meter left. It's going to be Psycho Crusher directly into level 3. The damage is substantial, but I think it keeps Narikun alive.
Indeed, right. The CA damage was there. It's big, but it's not enough. Narikun, oh my goodness, the overhead is there. Latif completes the 3-game comeback and survives another round. The mask is in the building. You know he loves to see it. Oh my goodness. Wow, the Narikun fans not as pleased with the result, especially with Narikun being so close to taking the game. And of course, this is our first day with the crowd in attendance, right? So yeah, you're gonna be hearing the electricity, the atmosphere is gonna be on a whole new level as we get into the highlights of our opening match at EWC.
Man, there's so much that we had prefaced it with. We talked about who had the better defense, and honestly, we couldn't have talked about it even better, because like the offensive pressure from both ends has been so hard to even try to comprehend, even from like a regular standpoint, even from like a spectator standpoint. There were so many different layers and looks that both of these players were shooting at each other.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, I think Latif kind of remembered who he was throughout the set, right? He's been in the trenches for some of the nastiest offense in existence when he comes to games, right? He's used to that stuff that is honestly more egregious, more aggressive than Street Fighter 6, even going back to Street Fighter 4, where he had to deal with a lot of nasty offense, unblockables, hard to blockables, things that you couldn't see with the human eye. So I think he kind of established that and was like, bro, why am I so like antsy up against the Kimberly, right? Once he started to just chill out, back it out for most of it, it really turned the whole set around.
And I'm glad that he utilized his resources the way that he did, right? He didn't go for a full dump out. He didn't force himself into burnout in that exact moment to allow himself the big drive rush forward into the target combo. I love that towards the end. That is definitely one of the clutch moments that we could ever ask for to start things off here in day number 2. Absolutely impressive in terms of adaptation from both.
Yeah, man, the down backing along with the sprinkled in wake up super, right? Like, I think he really caught on to the fact that Narikun was gonna keep pressing the offense as we see Latif pressing the bunch, trying to at least, to get the crush going. There it is, bro. Narikun's hopes and dreams destroyed,
man.
bro.
Wait for it.
Oh!
See, that's what I was looking for. None of the players
You know
are
what I
actually
wonder?
ready for the break
Is that
because of the sound it
actual
makes.
goal?
Oh, man.
That was a jump scare and a half for sure.
I know they got money. Is that actual goal?
God, that thing is broken in so many places. Jeez.
Oh, my goodness. Looking like Kimberly after that match, unfortunately.
Damn, that's rough. Like that?
Yeah,
Jesus.
like that. Latif with the 3-game comeback. He definitely put it on.
Right
But
back,
right
y'all.
here, he has earned his run back up against Noah the Prodigy. This was our actually complete opening match to EWC Street Fighter 6 as a whole. Noah the Prodigy versus Latif, where Noah took it 3-0 over the man, the Twisted Minds veteran that actually played a big part in Noah getting to be part of this organization in the first place, right? A little bit of mentor-mentee battle here, and Noah was able to take it 3-0. We'll see if Latif had figured anything out since yesterday.
He's going to need to, because if you look thoroughly at that record between the two, although it was 3-0, Noah only lost a single round against Latif's Bison, and that was at the very beginning. Since then, he's had no qualms or nerves being up on that stage, beating up everybody as he tried to. I mean, he did have to face off against Angry Bird the following round. A little bit of a rough shot because, again, it was another one of those moments where it was like mentor and mentee, because technically he's the baby bird now, right?
Absolutely.
So we'll see how this goes. Noah the Prodigy in the run back versus Latif on a pretty significant reverse 3-0 hot streak.
Absolutely here. And of course, if you're just joining us, this is going to be the decider to see who gets into stage 2 of the event right here, right? So we're going to be done with Group A with this match, of course. And yeah, Noah, very dominant performance up against Latif last time. Of course, did a drop to Angry Bird, as you mentioned. We managed to take a game, so that he definitely has something going with the Cammy that we saw him with. But obviously, this is going to be Luke, considering he did 3-0 Latif on the character in this exact matchup yesterday. But of course, as you mentioned, right, it was not even just one of those close 3-0s. It was a dominant performance from Noah, only dropping a single round. And he had a lot of cool moments that I actually hadn't really seen from Noah up until that point, like the outspacing on the crouch heavy punch. It really feels like he's added new elements to his game that I haven't seen from him yet.
Let's see if that comes into play again. I want to see whether or not he's going to be a little bit more bullish with maybe like the throws, maybe some of the crouch medium punch normals that we're used to seeing. But yeah, I totally agree with you with his usage of heavy punches recently.
Yeah.
It's been very tough to manage against like some of the normal Luke play that we've been encountering these last couple of times, at least within NA.
Yeah, absolutely right. And yeah, just in general right there.
The medium.
Blowing up the fuzzy defensive timing of Latif. Very smart from Noah. Yeah, he's starting to get nuance when it comes to how to open people up, and he's going to need to, right? Luke isn't just one of those, like, aggressive, rush-you-down characters like he was before in terms of how convincing he can be. He's got to be a little bit more methodical. And you can see Noah, oh, he tried the suppressor, but Latif still reached with a check.
That crouch and medium punch was mad extended to catch the startup of that, but now we got the scissor kicks to try to keep Noah in check within this corner.
Oh,
damn.
my.
How did that reach?
Legit,
I like that. Sandblaster to kind of force Latif away a little bit more. Doesn't want to overextend. Trying to chase down the Devil's Reverse, but no, sir.
The super kick party. Call Matt and Nick. Latif taking the first round.
Damn.
Yeah, man, that was rough. I can't believe that reached. Latif's like expert recognition of the max range of his normals. Oh my goodness, though, Noah shutting down the driver's attempt with a light kick of his own. Already got the corner for it.
Oh, and the roundhouse is a counter hit, being able to get that link into crouching light punch.